short that he cannot reach to you. His eyes ain't ever blind, he cannot see your teeth. His ears are not deaf that he cannot hear you cry. Your tomorrow must be greater than today. Your tomorrow must be greater than today.
No matter what I face, no matter what I see,
no matter what comes
no
my
matter
way,
what comes my way,
hey,
no matter how I cry,
one thing I know,
one thing I know, well, it's definitely my heart.
tomorrow.
My tomorrow must be greater than today.
And my tomorrow,
Must be greater than today.
oh, no matter,
What I
no matter, no matter, yeah,
what I see,
no matter what comes my way,
comes my way,
nothing can move me. So one thing I know, thank you, Jesus. Ha.
my heart.
My tomorrow,
Tomorrow must be greater than
say my tomorrow.
tomorrow must be greater than today.
Hallelujah.
I'm singing my tomorrow.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
I'm dancing my tomorrow.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
I'm
Hallelujah.
testify my tomorrow.
One thing I know, there's assurance in my heart. No matter what, my tomorrow must be greater than today. Say my tomorrow.
Tomorrow must be greater than today.
Sing hallelujah.
I'm
Yeah.
singing my tomorrow.
Hallelujah.
I'm dancing my tomorrow.
This is my song, this is my story.
I'm gonna testify my tomorrow.
One thing I know, one thing I know. My God, my tomorrow,
Must be greater than today.
my tomorrow.
Tomorrow must be greater than today.
Mama, don't cry.
I'm singing your tomorrow.
Papa, my brother, sister, don't cry.
I'm dancing your tomorrow.
Wipe away your tears, my
I'm
brother.
testify
Yeah.
your tomorrow.
For one thing I know, for one thing I know, my tomorrow.
Tomorrow must be greater than today.
I just know one thing and it's
Tomorrow must be greater than today.
we don't cry anymore,
I'm
yeah.
singing your tomorrow.
Weeping and just for the night, joy comes in the
I'm
morning.
dancing your tomorrow.
Don't cry anymore,
I'm
yeah.
testify your tomorrow.
Say one thing I know, one thing I know, yeah.
My heart.
Hey, tomorrow, greater. Oh, my, tomorrow.
Must be greater than today.
No matter,
What I face,
no matter,
out tomorrow. Check me out tomorrow. My tomorrow must be greater than today. My tomorrow must be greater than today. Check me out tomorrow. Good evening, New Season Gospel FM family. Thank you all so much for coming on, for just joining me this evening on Faith Matters with me, Mnena. It is always a pleasure to come on and just reflect with you on a Monday evening on our Christian walk, our daily Christian walk. I hope you're all doing well. Thank you to family who have tuned in on 89.1 FM. Thank you all so much for coming on. To family who have come in on newseasonfm.com, to those who have joined in on YouTube, and of course the family in the room, Facebook family. Thank you all so much for coming on tonight. I want to say good evening, Sister Laurel. I see you. Good evening, Yeye. Thank you for coming on. Good evening, Sister Shanice. Thank you so much for just coming on tonight to just spend this time with me, reflecting on just this journey that we call life, that we call faith. How is it going? Are we still being the everyday Christians that we are called to be, or are we just Sunday Christians who just slip into our Sunday shoes on Sunday, and when church is over, we're completely different people? That's usually not the case, or that should not be the case. We are called to be Christians 24/7. So again, thank you for coming in. This is just a platform where we reflect and share together on this faith walk. Like I always say, it's not a walk in the park, because people think that when you say you're a Christian, everything is all fine and dandy. It's all rosy. Not the case. That is not the case. It is a hard journey. It is challenging. If anything, I think the enemy comes after us when he knows that we are Christians and we're trying our very best to just stay on the right path. So it's not easy. He's going to throw things our way. So how do we respond or react, or just carry on, when those challenges come our way? How do you respond in a faith manner or from a faith perspective? So basically, that's just what this platform is about, just reflecting on our daily Christian walk, because we live our lives outside of church as well. So how are you just being Christ's hands and feet and being his light shining brightly for others to see? So if this is your first time here, that's what Faith Matters is all about. Welcome. Before we jump right into it, I just want to say thank you so much to our sponsors. I just want to take this minute to say thank you. And I know I speak for the entire team when I say we are so grateful for your support, for your generosity. It's because of your support that we are able to come on the air, that we can do what we do and bring such programming to you. We would not be able to do this on our own. So thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts. If you haven't supported and you've just been on the fence about it and just not sure when to start, or if you've just been procrastinating, I would really like to press on your heart today to just prayerfully consider being a supporter today. We are a listener-supported station, and we can't do this on our own. There's just so much that goes on behind the scenes. There's so much that goes on in just running a radio station in general. So it's not just about us coming on here and just spending time with you and bringing you programming like this, but there's just so much that goes on in the running of a station, and there's no way we'd be able to do this if not for your help. So we're calling on you all today. If you haven't supported, to please prayerfully consider being a supporter today. The ways you can do so are through Zelle. For Zelle, it's 954-536-1821. Again, that's the number 954-536-1821. You can also do so through Cash App. For Cash App, it's the $ New Season WC. That's the $ New Season WC. That's for Cash App. You can also go straight to our website, newseasonfm.com. Click on the give/donate button right there. It'll take you right to the page where you'll be able to make your donation. Again, that's newseasonfm.com. Click on the give/donate button. It takes you straight to the page where you're able to make your donation. If none of those work for you, you just want to write a check and mail it out, you can do so as well. Just mail out your check to 4660 North University Drive, Lauderhill, Florida 33351. Again, that's 4660 North University Drive, Lauderhill, Florida 33351 or 33319. Either of those zip codes will get straight here to us. So again, thank you so much for your support. We would not be able to do this on our own, so we just want to say thank you. I wanted to just take that chance to call you and invite you to come on board if you're not on board already, supporting your favorite radio station. Thank you again from the bottom of our hearts. And like I said, I speak for the entire team when I say we are super, super grateful. So jumping right into it, it's March 7th, guys. We are in the third month already. It's the 7th day of March. It's going, people. It's going. It's March 7th, 2022. This is the 66th day of the year. 66th day of the year. It is also the 10th Monday of 2022. So again, you guys know at this point, I always ask, where are you at? Where are you at this point in the year? You might think it's too early to start, taking stock or start just really checking in with yourself. It's not too early. It's the third month, people. So please check in with yourself to see where you're at. Set those goals. Check to see if you're attaining them, or if you're taking those steps, or if you've taken those steps towards achieving those goals. Remember, I always say it's not about the gigantic or accomplishing the gigantic, but it is those baby steps, those little brave steps that we take towards achieving those humongous goals that really count. So if you've been taking those steps, please give yourself a pat on the back and just keep encouraging yourself to keep going on, because it is extremely important that you do so, just to take stock. So take stock of where you're at, see where you want to be, and check in with yourself maybe in about 3-4 months, sometime in June or so, to see where you're at, where in the year started off, things that you've done, things that have worked, things that haven't worked. And of course, this applies spiritually as well. You should be growing in your faith. If you're still at the same spot or at the same level you were at, I dare say January, then I don't know, you should be making little growth. It's not an overnight thing, I understand that, but you should be seeing those small changes, and you should be taking those small steps as well to getting there. So hopefully you're checking in with yourself, just on a whole, everything, spiritually, physically, emotionally, just everywhere. You are just checking in and taking stock of where you're at. Again, it is March 7th, 2022. It's the 66th day of the year. March is known for being National Credit Education Month. I think this is really important, especially, we all know, if you're on this side of the world, you understand the importance of credit in this part of the world. So March is set aside for credit education. I think it's really important to just really know where you're at, know what's needed, and just protect your credit or build credit, or because I don't want to say you can't really do anything without it, but you really do need credit. That's all I'm going to say. So it's really important for you to check in and see where you're at, and just really get yourself the knowledge that you need and the education that you need in order to grow financially as well, because that's also part of yourself. It's educating you as a whole. So your financial aspect also matters, and it plays an important role in your life as in your life in general. So it's really important that you take care of every aspect of your life. March is also Women's History Month, just recognizing women that have paved the way for other women and who have just accomplished so much. So March is also National Women's History Month. This week, however, being that it's Monday, it's the first full week in the month of March, is actually Celebrate Your Name Week. That's what is actually called. I did not know that, but apparently this week is Celebrate Your Name Week. Celebrate Your Name Week. I am big on names. You guys know I talk a lot about identity because I'm all about identity. Knowing who you are, knowing whose you are, because it's so important for you to know who you are, and your name is a big part of your identity. I am just huge on this, and that's why I'm very particular about names. I know that before I had my kids, like I mean, it was when I started telling them the story, like, well, you went through all of that. I was like, yes, because it's your name, you know, and you don't just choose or pick names or name your kids lightly. I'm just a firm believer on the importance of your name. Good evening, Sister Marcia. Thank you for coming on. I see someone else on YouTube joined in, but I'm not sure. I can't really make out the name, but thank you for coming on as well tonight. So it's really important. So this week, the entire week, is actually Celebrate Your Name Week. I'll talk a little bit more about names a little later in the show. But jumping right into the holidays, today being Monday is Fun Facts Name Day. So again, remember I said that the entire week starting today through, I want to say Saturday, is just celebrating your name. There's something about, you know, your name, and it's uniquely yours, and just glorying your name if it means good. But anyways, today is Fun Facts About Name Day. Again, what are the fun facts about your name? What is the meaning of your name? How did your name come about? How did your parents name you? Or just, you know, just how, what are the things that people think about when they hear your name, and things like that. Again, I'm going to touch back on that a little later in the show. It's also Be Heard Day. Today is Be Heard Day. You know, with big companies dominating the advertising market, small businesses often, you know, find it hard to be heard because they're like, it's a small business and you can't compete with all the high and mighty. And so National Be Heard Day is a day for smaller companies to be engaged in just making sure that they're heard. You know, they're seen and they're heard. And this is just by just applying or trying new marketing strategies just to be heard so they can be seen. So yes, National Be Heard Day. Exactly. I was thinking the same thing, Sister Marcia. I was like, this is actually for me as well. It's also National Cereal Day. It's Plant Power Day. So Plant Power Day aims to take plants off the sidelines. And just, you know, promoting plant-based foods and drinks, you know. So in this instance, or in this day, I would say, it would be like planning a dinner or lunch where the plant-based food or diet will be like the main course, and then, you know, you can still have meat, but that would be like just a side. Again, I'm African, Nigerian specifically, so when I think meal, I think meat, like meat. So, but I think it's good. Plant-based is good. That's not to say I don't like vegetables or all that. I do, but I always want, like, I want meat. I want to see meat. So some plant-based diets are vegetarian diet and Mediterranean diet, and they consist of fruits, vegetables, and, you know, and all that good stuff. Tuesday is International Women's Day. It's International Women's Day on Tuesday, like I said, just celebrating women and just the accomplishments that, and things that they have contributed to the society, and just ways that they've paved for other women. So we're celebrating women tomorrow. It's Girls Right Now Day. So Girls Right Now Day. And this day basically just celebrates girls and girl writers, and it encourages girls of all ages everywhere to just put pen to paper. So don't just sit down. Yes, Sister Marcia, meat with every meal. Exactly. We want meat. Give us meat. Whatever you're thinking, sometimes we have so much up here that we don't put on paper, but we should. And so this day is just to encourage girls. And I would say, if we could go out of the box and just encourage everyone to just express their thought on paper, just put it on paper, and explore the beauty and the power of your creative voice. That would be really, if we could just all try that. This shouldn't just be like a girl thing, but even though it specifically states that it's Girls Right Now Day, but I would say everyone writes now day. So whatever it is that you're thinking, whatever thoughts you have, don't just feel as though you're not able to put them down and make it creative. Yes, you can. So just write those thoughts thoughts down. When I meet with people who are thinking of writing books or have stories or things like that, one of the things that they say is, I really don't know what to say. I don't know what to write. I have nothing. Where do I start? So those are questions that pop up. And usually what I would say is just write. Don't even start thinking about grammar or just how coherent your sentences or whatever it is you're writing down looks or sounds. Just write. However it pops into your mind, just write. And nowadays we actually even have everyone has a device. We're walking around with our phones, and most phones have voice recorders. So if anything pops into your mind, just right in that moment, just record it. Put it down, record it, and then you can transcribe later. And it's just amazing that it's amazing when people realize when they start to write their thoughts down and even record their thoughts. When they sit down and go over it, it's like, whoa, I didn't know I could write that. So there's so many, I think many times we're just so hard on ourselves, and we're just constantly waiting to have the right sentences or the right words before we can actually put something down on paper. But that should not be the case. We need to, if you think of something, whatever is popping into your mind, just write it down. Just write it down. So that's what the day's for. But again, like I said, even though it says Girls Right Now Day, I would say everybody right now day. So if you're out there, if you're listening to me right now, and you're one of those who will be like, oh yeah, I can never write a story, or I can never be creative, I don't know how to start or where to start, just write. That's all you got to do. Just write. There's so many things that I've written down. I mean, I think it was today or yesterday, I think I was cleaning it out a little bit, and I found papers, some of them were the little scraps that I had written when, oh my gosh, I think even before I had my first child. So my first child was 13. So this was something that I'd written about 15 years ago. And I sat there, I'm like, oh my gosh. So it was just interesting, to just read and see things. And I mean, at that moment when I was writing, I was like, okay, this doesn't make any sense. But now I'm like, oh my gosh, I really love what I wrote. And you can actually see from a different point, and be able to just go back and just, fix things that need to be fixed. So just write it down. That's all I'm going to say on that. This is crazy. Again, you guys know this is my weird holiday segment. So this one is really weird for me. I don't know why they would have it. But again, it's Be Nasty Day. I don't know who thinks about these holidays, but this is a weird one. So I'm not saying go be nasty. I'm just sharing the holidays with you, the weird holidays that we do not know about. So this one is definitely weird. And it is a no-no. I am not endorsing this one, so don't go saying Nina said go be nasty. No, I'm just saying I put it on there as the weird ones one of the weird ones for this week. Be nasty. So this is just encouraging you to just go out there and not be nice at all. Yes, go be nice, people. Please be nice. I did not say go be nasty. So it's also National Proofreading Day on Tuesday, which is tomorrow. It's Organize Your Home Office Day. Oh my gosh, this I really need. I think this is like speaking to me. Yeah, and I'm gonna leave it at that. My home office really does need organizing. It's not even funny. So yeah, so Organize Your Home Office Day tomorrow. It is Unique Names Day. Again, remember the entire week we're celebrating names. And so Monday, which is today, we're saying what is a fun fact about your name. And then tomorrow, it is Unique Names Day. So for those of you with unique names, like mine, I think here it sounds unique. Here in this part of the world, my name sounds unique. But back home, it's like, okay, in my state, though, it's just like, okay, it's a common name, so, and nobody kind of gets anything. But I'll get back to names in a little bit. Wednesday is this is also weird. I don't know why we're celebrating. Well, I guess it's not weird, but it's False Teeth Day. Yeah, so I'm gonna move along from that one. So it's False Teeth Day on Wednesday. It's Discover What Your Name Means. Again, celebrating Names Week. Wednesday, it's Discover What Your Name Means. So today, you're telling fun facts about your name. Tomorrow, you're talking about, what the unique name that you have. Wednesday, you are trying to discover, if you don't already know, which I hope you know what your name means, you should discover what your name means if you don't know. It is also Get Over It Day. I don't know why you're laughing, yay, but I'm moving along. Get Over It Day. Get Over It Day is a self-reflective day. When I saw this one, I'm like, oh, what do you mean get over it? But it is a self-reflective day that focuses on getting over something and just moving on. And in some way, it's celebrated by everyone. It's just a day where you don't let things stress you out. No matter what the negative feelings are or what's causing however it is that you're feeling, it's just a day where you say to yourself, listen, hey, just get over it. Get over it. Moving along. There's no time. Chop chop, people. Let's go. Don't dwell on that. It's Barbie Day. It's National Crab Meat Day. It's Panic Day, another weird one. I don't know why we'll be celebrating Panic Day, because it's a day where you're like just go around panicking and be like, oh gosh, I've got so much to do. I can't do this. Oh my gosh, I'm overwhelmed. I don't know who thinks about these holidays, but that's crazy. It is also Registered Dietitian Day on Wednesday. Thursday, moving quickly along, is Festival of Life in the Cracks Day. And so this day just celebrates the first signs of spring. Spring is just around the corner. And so such sprouts of greenery that come forth from, the cracks in the walkway or in the sidewalks. So it's a day to celebrate rebirth. It's a day to celebrate renewal of life, just you in general, just the rebirth of your mindset, your thinking, and just if you started a new venture, if you said, okay, this is what I'm going to do, that's the day you celebrate it. It's Bagpipe Day. It's Landline Telephone Day as well. It's International Day of Awesomeness. I think we're all awesome, and this should be every single day where we celebrate our awesomeness. Believe in yourself, know who you are, and just keep celebrating yourself. It's Name Tag Day. Again, celebrating Names Week. You go around with a name tag, celebrating your name and just name tag in general. It's Pack Your Lunch Day. It's Women and Girls HIV and AIDS Awareness Day. It's Popcorn Lovers Day. I think I like popcorn. I think I'm in the middle. Not like a huge lover of popcorn, but it's Popcorn Lovers Day. It's Salvation Army Day, World Kidney Day. Friday, rounding up the week, we're Debunking Day. It's Debunking Day because there's so many false claims and assertions and just exaggerations out there of the truth. And so this day, Debunking Day, it just gives everyone a chance to just set the record straight and just promote truth. In the world that there's just so much untruth that is being told, it's just a day where I think this should be every day where we're pushing for the truth and just standing up for the truth. It's Dream Day. It's Johnny Appleseed Day. It's National 311 Day. So 311 Day aims to raise awareness about the non-emergency number 311 and how to use it, so that non-emergency calls go to that number instead of 911, because I think everybody thinks 911 is the number to call, even when, I don't know, your cat is stuck somewhere, or if you can't reach, if you can't open a certain can. Trust me, there are people who dial and you'll call 911 because they can't open their door, something, so I mean, 311 is a day where they're just trying to show, create awareness and just teach you and tell you about the non-emergency number, because that if you have problems like that, you should not be calling 911 and possibly just holding up the line for someone who's really, really in dire need, for the first responders. So the day also honors first responders who take emergency calls. It is also rounding up the day, which is also rounding off the Celebrate Your Name Day. It's Middle Name Pride Day. So for those of you with middle names, take pride in your middle names. Not everybody loves their middle names. I don't know why. But it's a day to take pride in your middle name. So again, those are my holidays for the week. I, of course, celebrate your name. Take it from me, because it hinges on identity, and I am huge, huge, huge on identity. And everything throughout the week just talks about just taking pride in who you are and your name, telling people about your name and all that good stuff. So if you're just coming on tonight, this is Faith Matters with me, Imnena, just a platform reflecting on our daily Christian walk, how we're being Christ's hands and feet, and just what it is to be, just to be Christ-like in this day and age, in our time, in our world today. Yes, Sister Marcia, yes, the feeling with names. So just touching back on names, again, I said it's really important for you to just, before you pick any names, again, that this is for parents out there or parents to be out there, be careful when you're picking out names, because I'm just a firm believer that the name that you give your child, or the name that's attached to you, just really goes a lot. I mean, it becomes part of you. I find it so... I can't find a word, but I think weird or just disturbing when I hear. I think someone had named their child Diablo or something. I'm in my mind, I'm like, what? Do you know what that means? So sometimes you just say, oh, that name sounds so cute, and you don't know what the meaning of the name is, and you just, boom, attach it to your child or to your loved one, and it's like, okay, it's stuck. But yeah, so we need to be careful with our names. Our names carry a lot of weight. It is part of who we are. That's my belief, and I'm sticking to it, because I just feel that whatever your identity is, really goes a long way in just shaping you and forming and molding you, and it just whatever connotations or whatever meaning that's attached to it kind of attaches itself to you as well in some ways. So just a few things, since we're celebrating Names Week, and I'm not going to be here throughout the week with you. I'm just coming here today. So I'm going to give you a fun fact. So for today, I think it was a fun fact about your name. Well, it's not really a fun fact, but I'm just going to do like an all-in-one kind of thing. So the meaning of my name is Gift of God, and it is, in this part of the world, it's unique because people think that my name, a lot of people call me Nina or Mina, but it's actually Mnena. That's the correct pronunciation of my name. It's Mnena, and it means gift of God. And so, because I can't really keep correcting people. Oh no, that's not how you say it. So I just let Nina slide, and it's okay. You can keep calling me Nina. It's not a problem. But my name means gift of God. So I think that could be a fun fact I would say about my name, and also the meaning of my name being gift of God. And yeah, I think that's the all-in-one I had for you. That's pretty much all about and it's a Tiv name. I think at this point everybody knows I'm Nigerian, so it is, and I'm specifically Tiv. I'm from the Middle Belt region of Nigeria, so I am from a tribe called Tiv, and my name is actually Tiv, and it means gift of God. And it is pronounced Mnena, spelled M-N-E-N-A. So those are fun facts about my name. Just wanted to share that with you tonight. And that's just it. So moving along, if you're just joining in, thank you for coming on. This is Faith Matters with me, Mnena. Yes, Sister Marcia, names define who we are. That is true. Give your kids strong names with good meaning. I'm telling you. I was sharing with my sons the other day, because they keep asking. Sometimes they just ask random questions. How did you think about my name? How did you? I was like, well, before we thought about your name, we prayed about it. I know that I put Shima's name on the altar. I put Shima's name on the altar for, I think the whole month the month before. And he was like, what? You went through all of that? I was like, yes, I did. And I had like this prayer point that I put. So my son's name is Shima, and it means heart. It's either heart or brave heart. His middle name is Alvin, and I say Alvin is just, Alvin means faithful friend. So we have to be really careful and just be conscious of the names that we're giving our kids or just our loved ones. And so moving right into it, we're in the season of Lent, and where we're called to deeper prayer, fasting, and almsgiving. We're getting ready for Easter. So the Lenten period is when we're just prepping ourselves, prepping our hearts and our minds for Easter. So in the time, it's just in commemoration of the 40 days and 40 nights that Jesus was in the wilderness and fasted. And so how are we preparing ourselves on this journey? We're just called to, a life of deeper prayer, fasting, and almsgiving. How is your Lenten journey going? I would say mine started off kind of in a good way. Yes, Sister Marcia, you can't give your kids the name of the devil and think they're going. Yep, that is very true. I'm a firm believer of that as well. You are so right. So yeah, just if you guys don't take anything away from me tonight, just know that names are important. You need to give names that have meaning, that that just really have deep meaning and value, and names that will attach to them and take them further and just go with them. And so we're called to just this time of preparation. So how are we, how's the Lenten journey going so far? I know that during Lent, a lot of people are like, okay, I'm giving this up for Lent. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to eat this. I'm going to fast this certain amount of time. But we have to remember that while we do give these up, or while it's noble or it's good to say, okay, we're going to give something up, or we're going to fast, and we're going to do this and that, there's no point giving something up that doesn't really make an impact in you. There's no point making that step or taking that decision of saying, okay, this is my walk, this Lenten journey. This is what I'm not going to do for the entire Lent. This is what I'm not going to do, or this is what I'm going to do. When it really doesn't have that impact or doesn't touch you in some way, there's no point saying, oh, I'm not going to eat meat, when you're still doing the things that you're not supposed to do. You're still being mean-spirited, you're still being wicked, you're still gossiping, you're still, going behind people's backs, you're still going around causing havoc, you're just not being Christ-like. There's no point if you're still continuing in your old ways and you're not making taking those steps, towards just really being Christ-like, trying your very best to just really walk on this journey of faith. Then there's really no point to do all of those, because it'll all be in vain. It'll all be useless, more or less, because there's no impact that would be no spiritual impact at all that will be felt. There's no spiritual growth that will be gotten from there if you're not leaving behind things that you should leave behind. So do something meaningful. Do something meaningful. 'Cause I think many times people think that, oh, I want to fast. It's all about fasting from food. Some people don't even eat a lot. And so when you say, okay, fast from food, it's like, oh, okay. Oh, I've been doing that already. So it's really not a big deal. You have to do something that really creates an impact, and you'll just really take something away from you. So say, just really do something. Sit down and think about it. What is it that you can do? What is it that you can do that will be meaningful to somebody else, and also in your life, and will be acceptable to God, and be pleasing in His sight. We're all on this journey together. There's no one who's perfect. We're all struggling on this. We can never get it right. We're definitely, like I said, not perfect, but our recognition of our imperfection and our willingness to just keep working at being better, and growing in holiness and in faith is what really matters, and that's what God sees. I had a very interesting conversation with my youngest son yesterday. So Sue's 8 years old. By the way, his name means depend on the Lord. So he's 8 years old, and my boys are altar servers, and we were getting ready to go to church yesterday. We were planning on going to the evening, and then they wanted to serve because they live and breathe altar serving. So they always want to altar serve whenever, and I said, you don't have to today. But then my little one was like, no, I have to go serve. And he started, and I was teasing in the car, and I said to him, oh my gosh, Sue, because he's a little troublemaker, that one. And I said, look at you, struggling and just giving us a hard time right now, that just because you want to serve, and you're always getting in trouble, you're always, you're fighting with your brother most of the time, it's always something with you, Sue. And he says to me, and this is my 8-year-old, and he says to me, I'm not perfect, Mommy, I'm working on He's like, I'm not perfect. I'm working on it. I'm trying my very best. And I don't think I need to be perfect to be an altar server. And I was like, you are so right, baby. You are so right. You are not perfect, and you do not need to be perfect to be an altar server. And to me, that was so hard. It was heartwarming for me to hear him say that, and to just to know that even at this tender age, he recognizes that it's difficult, and he recognizes that he's trying his very best in his own little way. He tries to be good, but of course, just like all of us, we fall short. But he knows that even though he's not perfect, even though he doesn't get it right all the time, God is still faithful. God is still willing to let him, serve. And to me, I think that's the beauty of it, that we recognize our imperfection, and just be willing to just constantly keep working at it, keep working at getting better, keep working on the faith, on our faith, on our relationship with the Lord, knowing that our God is kind, our God is loving, that no matter what it is, no matter how bad we are, he still loves us, and we are not going to give up, or we're not going to just throw in the towel and say and count ourselves out, more or less. So that was a lesson learned for me yesterday. And it's interesting, how sometimes kids will say things and it will just bring you back, or it just sometimes it's like a dose of reality. It just pulls us back a little bit and just helps us see things in the now, and just be present and see how important it is that how we need to see things in others' light. So I thought I would share that, and hopefully it'll be an encouragement for someone out there as well, that you don't need to be perfect to serve God. You don't need to be perfect to just do what He has called you called you to do. And so take responsibility of, you know, of your relationship with him. Of course, you have to put that in his hands, of course, but then you need to take it upon yourself to just constantly work on getting deeper into that relationship with him. You know, like I was saying, I'm just reflecting this evening. If you're just joining in, reflecting on just how we're Christ's hands and feet, just how we're being Christian and just walking on this journey of faith. You know, reflecting on our names. What is your identity? Well, what does identity mean to you? You know, who are you? Who are you in Christ? Are you able to stand firm or know who you are? What is your name? What does your name mean? Do you take pride in your name? Do you take pride in your identity as a child of God? You know, are you being a good role model for others in this season, or in your faith walk, in your journey as you're going along? Can people actually point to you and say, you know, this person has made an impact in my life? Oh, I love what I see, and I'm going to follow or walk in the same footpath as that person. You know, how are you being good role models for others to just look up to? You know, and as you're on this journey, are you constantly encouraging yourself? Because I think it's really important for us to encourage ourselves and not wait for others to give us the pat on the back that we need, or the words. That's important, don't get me wrong, but sometimes we're so caught up in, you know, getting that encouragement or getting that acknowledgement from others that we fail to just keep moving or just talk to ourselves, or and just keep going and just stay in the course, because we're just constantly thinking about what others are thinking about us and just waiting on them to encourage us. You know, so don't do that. If no one encourages you, encourage yourself. If no one encourages you, encourage yourself, because not everyone is rooting for you. Not everyone is, you know, not everyone out there is like, hey, yay, you go, you know, you're doing great, I wish the best for you. You know, not everybody who is smiling at you or smiling with you is really happy for you. And so they're not always wishing you well. So don't give anyone that power over you of, oh gosh, I need to get the acknowledgement from this person, or I need to get this encouragement from this person or from this place before I can move on. So don't do that. Don't give anyone that power over you to control your mood, your joy, your happiness, and your laughter and all of that. You can't do that, because many times I think we find ourselves so dependent, or should I say, we have this over-dependent syndrome of just wanting to get those pats on the back and those encouragements, and it tends to affect our emotions and our moods, and when we don't get those, it's like, okay, we're all down, we're all gloomy, and we feel as if we can't go on, and then it's almost like, whoa, okay, we're wasting time talking about, oh, look at how much I've been doing here, and then this person hasn't said this, or they haven't done this. No, going back to the holiday, I think it's the Wednesday holiday, get over it. You know, just move on. Encourage yourself. Don't wait for someone else to encourage you. Don't wait for someone else to acknowledge you, because sometimes you will never get that. You might wait and wait and wait and wait and wait till thy kingdom come, and it will never come. Good evening, Sister Shannon. Oh, like, maybe that's Gary. Good evening, Brother Gary, if that's you. And so do not give any other human being that control over you. Once you have God's approval and the Spirit with you and encouraging you and nudging you on, that's all you need. You only need God's approval. You don't need approval of man to do what you need to do, or to just keep moving. So hopefully that encourages someone tonight, that they know that you should not wait on any acknowledgement or encouragement from someone else. and again, like I said, don't get me wrong, no man is an island on their own. Like, you can't, I know that you can't, you need people around you, but you have to remember that when they're not there, if don't become so overly dependent that it's like, oh gosh, if I don't get it from them, then there's no other way, and all of that. God is always there. God is always there. So there are people who will edify you. So surround yourself with people like that, who will edify you, who will lift you up, who will cheer you on, genuinely cheer you on, genuinely push you to get and to achieve what you need to achieve. And so I just wanted to throw in that nugget here tonight, since I'm just more or less reflecting all over the place tonight. Also, just talking about the push concept. I've talked about push concept quite a bit here, but I also just really wanted to, because I think we can't get enough of that. There's so much encouragement that can be drawn from that. We're all pregnant with dreams and aspirations, and sometimes we feel as though we can't do it, we can't make it, we don't have what it takes, or we're tired. Again, going back to surrounding yourself with people who genuinely love you and care for you and are there to edify you and lift you up. Those are the people who will help you through the process of your childbirth. Again, I had linked this concept of push in my book when I was talking about the birth of my second child. And I likened it to the people that were present in the room with me, and just the whole process in general, how it happened, and just the outcome and the aftermath, and all of that. So in the process of your pregnancy, in the process of your labor, it's painful. You're hurting, you're there, you don't know what to do, but you have to keep pushing, because the baby has to come out. So whatever it is that's on the inside of you has to come out, like it or not. It just has to. And so it's left to you to make up your mind and just garner that courage to say, okay, I'm going to do it. There's no other way but to push. But then you have the nurses and the doctors and family or friends that are in that labor room, in that delivery room with you, who are there saying to you, hey, you can do this, you can make it, just push, just one more push, and you're there. And so surround yourselves with people like that whatever it is that you have in your mind, whatever it is that you're doing, they can encourage you and tell you honestly, when it's a go, when it's not a go, and they can advise you without sugarcoating anything, because you also have those who would not be truthful, who will always want to sugarcoat things and not tell you exactly what you need to hear, but then they say things to you that you want to hear. So sometimes we also need to remember that there's certain things that we might want to hear, but it may necessarily not be what we need to hear and do. So we have to remember that. So we're reminded again, don't forget, like I said, encourage yourselves. Don't wait on somebody else to encourage you. 1 Samuel 30 verse 6 said, now David was greatly distressed, for the people spoke of stoning him, because the soul of all the people was grieved, every man for his sons and his daughters. But David strengthened himself in the Lord his God. There are many times when I've had to encourage myself, and this is true for many, especially if you're one of those who are always encouraging others. If you're that person who's always encouraging, who is always the person who's lifting others up, sometimes you also need that encouragement, you also need that lifting up. But again, if you don't get that, if you don't have that, or you're not surrounded by people who can do that, you have to encourage yourself in the Lord, because the Lord is with you, and everything everything that he puts in your mind and on your heart to do, he will definitely give you whatever resources that you need. So you can't depend on that encouragement from others, but you could just solely depend on the Lord for that encouragement and for that upliftment. Just wanted to throw that out there. So it's your responsibility to just constantly stay on fire, be on fire for God. Don't wait for others to constantly be like, oh, fanning the flames, and you're like, oh, you can do this. No, you need to do it on your own. It's your responsibility to just make sure that you are constantly on fire for him. And how are you staying on fire? You are constantly renewing your spirit, you're renewing your mind, you're soaking up his word daily, you're doing things, you're communicating with him on a daily basis. Like, you're in prayer, you're growing deeper in prayer, going deeper in his word. You're just trying your very best, to just be Christ-like. You're learning more about him. You're growing deeper into a relationship with him and finding ways to be his hands and his feet. That's how you stay on fire. That's how you stay on fire for Christ in all that you do. And so I just wanted to encourage us tonight with that. So hopefully your takeaway from tonight will be, if you don't get anything, I'm hoping you did get quite a bit tonight, but just remember who you are. Who are you and whose are you? Who are you and whose are you? You need to know that. It's really important to know, because once we know who we are, there's nothing that the enemy can throw at us, because we will not be shaken. We will not be shaken because we know how deep our roots go. We know who we're anchored in. So it's really important. Yes, Sister Marcia, keep your circle small with good people who will always be honest. And if you need prayers, yes, you can count on them. So keep your circle small. Because they're always there. They'll always be there to lift you up in prayer, to be that support, that firm support for you when needed. And so just remember that God is good. Whatever it is that you're going through, he will always see you through. There's nothing that he can't do. So your identity in God is what really matters. Your identity in God is what really matters. And so remember that tonight, as we let that be our takeaway for tonight. That your name, your identity, who you are. Take pride in your name. I know that a lot of us here. I guess maybe Africans more have. I think names in general, it doesn't matter where you're from. Names have meaning, and so you need to take pride in your name. I know there's some people who will say, "Oh no, I can't say my name because I don't like my name," or and stuff like that. But no, you have to take pride in your name. Because it's really important. That's who you are. That's who you are. So what is your name? What's the meaning of your name? What are the fun facts about your name? And can you stand and say, I am proud of my name, and everything that I am and everything that God has said I am, that is what it is. So for those who are, again, yes, Sister Marcia, that's a good one. Give your children names with good meaning. Exactly. Give your children names with good meaning. That's really important, people. Don't go giving your child names like Diablo. When I heard that, I was like, what? Do you know what that means? You have no idea what the meaning of that name. And so it's just important that we, and some people just give names because they just think it's cute. But yeah, we're just going to leave it at that. So that's my take for this evening. Hopefully you're able to enjoy the show and just take something away tonight. If you before I head on out tonight, I just want to take the time again to say thank you so much for coming on tonight. Thank you for your support. Again, if you haven't done so, please prayerfully consider being a supporter of the station today. There's different ways to do so. You can do so through Cash App. For Cash App, it's the $ New Season WC. Again, that's the $ New Season WC. You can do so through Zelle. For Zelle, it's 954-536-1821. Again, that's 954-536-1821. You can go straight to our website, newseasonfm.com, newseasonfm.com. Click on the Give/Donate button, and that takes you right to a page where you'd be able to donate. If any of those don't work, you say, I just want to write out a check, please, you can do so. Mail your check out to 4660 North University Drive, Lauderhill, Florida, 33351 or 33319. Again, that's 4660 North University Drive, Lauderhill, Florida, 33351 or 33319. Either of those zip codes will come straight to us. Thank you all so much for coming on tonight. Join us in the morning for In His Presence with Pastor Steve from 6:30 a.m. to 7:30. And of course, again, the Pastor Steve show comes on right at 8 a.m. So from 8 to 10, you'll be with Pastor Steve again in the room for the Pastor Steve show. Join Reverend Crescent Hessen tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. for Speak the Word with Reverend Crescent Hessen. It's always an amazing time just getting into God's Word here on New Season Gospel FM. Again, thank you all so much. Thank you to family who have tuned in on 89.1 FM. Thank you all so much for your time spent in the evening with me. NewSeasonFM.com listeners, thank you all so much. Family who have joined in on YouTube, thank you. And of course, family in the room, Facebook family, thank you. Brother Donovan, good night. We're just on our way out. Thank you for coming on, though. Sister Marcia, thank you. Appreciate you. Sister Shanice, thank you. Gary or Shashina, thank you for coming on. Yay. I thank you, too. Sister Laurel, thank you. Appreciate all of you for coming on. And for those who I can't make out the names, I really appreciate you for coming on. Thank you. And on that note, I say have a wonderful night and a great rest of the week. And we will be back here to do it all over again next Monday on Faith Matters with me, Imnena, right here live, 7 p.m. next Monday. And so taking us out tonight will be my favorites. I was saying this is my song for the year. And this will take us out tonight. Pass you pass. So forget about the past. Keep moving towards the future. Press towards the mark. Don't think about tomorrow. Don't think about yesterday. Focus on the future. Have a good night, people.
Solid decision, huh? Minister to shine, present the journey.
Are you calling on me now? Living on me past. I have to put all things behind me. I'm living on me past. Me put me past behind me. Look to me future. Press towards the mark. Are you calling on me now? Living on me past.
Here to feel it that go. Past pain you feel it that go. We don't want no time for your carry feelings. Hey you, Mr. Man, where you a carry that go. Life is short, man, enjoy the moment. Don't waste time, I fight past opponent. God will return things that was stolen, and there be a make an atonement. Cause it is a waste of time to even a bad mind. We just greet them with a smile. Thank God you're alive.
Living on me past. I have to put all things behind me. I'm living on me past. We put me past behind me. Look to me future. Press towards the mark. I am calling on me now. Living on me past.
Speaking
me, then let me know. If you hate me, then let me go. Just let me grow. How you will get overthrow? Like oversoul. Yeah, yeah. Cause it is a waste of time to even a bad mind. We just